Well, with just 3 weeks left before the local government elections. No, it's not 3 weeks, it's in the first 6 days. Yeah, just 6 days. The National Council of Provinces approved the dissolution of the Tswaing Municipality in the northwest at a special sitting. Now, that is what took place 3 weeks ago.
Well, where to next for the council? We're joined by Rebecca Batsuamedi, from a councillor for the Economic Freedom Fighters, Corinne Visser is a councillor for the Democratic Alliance, and Chana Dodorvo is a member of the National Council of Provinces for the ANC. I'd like to welcome you all to our panel discussion tonight, and thank you for joining us. Chana Dodorvo, if I may just start with you, you're from the ANC. It was the ANC that allowed a situation. Fred, the ANC representative Chana Dodorvo, not just with us at this stage. Let me start then with you, Councillor Batsuamedi from the Economic Freedom Fighters. You'll be very aware of the incredible divisions we've seen in the ANC in this council, 2 mayors, 2 speakers. Do you believe this is going to help you get more votes during this election?
Can you repeat the question again?
Do you believe what's happened in Tswaing is going to help you get more votes in the election?
Yes, we believe so.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think are the major issues in your council?
The major issues in our council was that we had parallel structures. The municipality was dissolved because of political instability. The divisions on the council, maladministration, that's what led us to be where we are today. And everything that was happening in the council had service delivery to a standstill. Our people of Tswaing have not been receiving service delivery because of these parallel structures that we had in our council. Now, I believe that as the EFF, this is the opportunity for us to come to our people and say they must vote for EFF, because EFF is our last hope, and we are going to deliver to our people of Tswaing.
Corinne, let's talk about the decision that was taken just 3 weeks ago to actually dissolve the council. It was something that was heavily criticized by yourselves as members of the opposition. What has been happening in this period as we wait for the November 1 election? What has been the state of affairs in Tswaing?
The state of affairs was, since the evocation of Section 139(1)(c), that there was like a vacuum until we are thankful for the appointment of the administrator, who only started in office on Thursday last week. In this period, we sat with immense problems with service delivery, like electricity, water, sanitation, all basic essential services. So to that effect, the municipality, this evocation of Section 139 should have been addressed much earlier than what it in the end did. Because if you look at the history of Tswaing, you will see that Tswaing, this is not the first intervention. They had 3 interventions, and none of those interventions ever contributed to the betterment of Tswaing or its people. There was absolutely a regression from year to year, starting way back in 27. So if a provincial government then sees that there's a regression on the AG reports yearly for so many years, and the municipality do not comply with its statutory obligations, like tabling their annual reports, why do they wait until a municipality has completely collapsed? Because the collapse did not start yesterday. And the problems in the council did not start yesterday. It was already ongoing in the beginning of last year. And there was just nothing from the province's side or from Kochta National, according to Section 154 of the Constitution. They did not contribute to any betterment of this municipality, or then allowed that something happens to improve the situation. And that we cannot allow in any administration. Our administrations must be sound. If you look at the reports from the provincial government, then you will see that the financial personnel of Tswaing Municipality, only 30% of them had compliance. So we have to look at the cadre deployment. We have to look at the financial mismanagement that is ongoing for like 10, 15 years, and nothing has been done about that.
All right, Karine, let's just pause it there with you for now. I see that Mr. Dodovu has been able to come onto the platform. Perhaps an opportunity for you to respond precisely to what Karine has said, because there did seem to be this urgent push a couple of weeks ago, or perhaps spanning a couple of months ago, for this municipality to be placed under administration, at least Section 139. But why now is the question Karine is asking, when this municipality has consistently found itself in this position and previous administrators have not been successful?
Yes. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Firstly, I want to say that if you listen to the leader of the DA and the leader of the EFF, they all acknowledge that there were serious problems in the municipality of Tswaing. The municipality was unable to fulfill its executive obligations under the Constitution, and clearly, what they say and they confirm, there was no other choice but to dissolve that municipality. Yes, it was a bit late, but what happened in the first instance that the Minister of Culture, Dr. Zulu, clamped assessment of all the municipalities in the country, the 250 municipalities across the country. In the Northwest, there were 4 municipalities which were problematic, and Tswaing was one of the worst ever municipality that we have, and we couldn't wait for any second. We couldn't wait for the 1st of November because the situation was getting out of hand. This municipality was having parallel councils, parallel committees, parallel 2 mayors, 2 speakers, 2 municipal managers. You can't run a government that seeks to ensure that it provides services to the people and it conducts itself under those circumstances. That is why, as the ANC, and this was vindicated by all the structures, including the National Council of Provinces, to say, yes, we approve the dissolution of this particular municipality because that municipality of Tswaing was one of the worst.
I'm sorry.
We don't want a municipality that is unable to provide services to the people. We don't want a municipality that cannot ensure a democratic and accountable government. And those councillors, irrespective of political parties, they were disgraceful. They are a disgrace to the communities of Tswaing. That is why a decision was taken to fire them. And from our point of view as the African National Congress, we think that it was appropriate. We must go back to the drawing board to ensure that we put up the necessary systems and structures in place to ensure that those councillors who are coming are competent, are skillful, and they have the necessary moral rectitude to can correct all the wrongs that are there in that particular municipality. An administrator has been appointed. This particular person who has been appointed is competent, is skillful, is going to normalize the situation in the intervening period. As the African National Congress, as I indicated, we are quite happy and satisfied about in terms of all the decisions taken to intervene in the Tswaing municipality. And that, as I indicated, all parties.
Okay, Chana Dodovu, we've let you speak for quite some time. Good evening, I'm Stephen. The fact is that the ANC allowed this to happen at all material times. It was ANC members that did this. So how can we now know that you won't allow it to happen again? You allowed this to happen. It's part of a much bigger story about division in the ANC in Northwest. All of this is the result, is the consequences of the actions of ANC members. So how can voters in Tswaing know tonight that this won't happen again?
As the ANC, we acknowledge the fact that the province of the Northwest has not been governed properly for a very long time. That is why even the national government intervened in terms of invoking Section 100 of the Constitution to take powers of the provincial government. And the provincial government itself was not doing what is expected of that. And the president of the ANC and the president of the country has said, we have acknowledged our mistakes. We have identified where are the loopholes, and we are committing ourselves as the ANC that through the DDM, the District Development Model, through employing and deploying competent and people with the requisite skills and qualifications, we are going to ameliorate that situation. That is why we are saying, as the ANC, afford us the opportunity to correct our own mistakes, genuine mistakes that we also acknowledge, and at the same time, we want to ensure that we bring about better communities where our people live. And with the caliber of councillors and the processes that the ANC unfolded to appoint those particular councillors, we are committed and we are quite satisfied and convinced that these people are the ones who are going to turn things around.
All right, let me bring in Rebecca, and you are an EFF councillor in Tswaing. You know, Mr. Dodovu describes this as genuine mistakes that have been made by the ANC in the province. You have an entire council that has collapsed. I don't know if something like that counts as a genuine mistake, but it is a moment for opposition parties like yourselves to capitalize on in terms of just some of the weaknesses. But do you feel that you're making any ground? Do you actually think that the people of Tswaing will trust you with their vote?
We do believe that the people of Tswaing will vote for us because we've been working the ground preparing for the election. And we've been making ourselves very clear to let the people of Tswaing know that what is happening in the municipality. You know, we really think that this decision came in late. I remember about 2 months ago when we met with MEC Swahili, we did appeal to him as EFF councillors that he must come and dissolve the Council of Swahili. And he did not do that. The reason why they did not dissolve us is because they didn't want to believe that there are parallel structures in our municipality. You know, even the workers of Tswaing, they are not working as we speak because they did not know who they must report to. So we do believe as EFF that the people of Tswaing will entrust us with their votes because we are going to deliver as EFF.
All right. Karina, I'll also give you an opportunity to answer the same question.
I am positive to say tonight that the DA in Tswaing will do better, because in this period, in the last 2 years, the people that done things and that did things with the DA councillors. The DA councillors had to see that electricity is restored, that water is pumped, that problems are identified. They contacted me, through myself, I contacted the Premier, the MECs, the district to deliver services. There was absolutely nothing. I have councillors here that went and had to buy pipe fittings, cascade clamps and stuff just to get water pumped. There was water leaking into 2 pans for more than a year, that it's been reported, and it just flowed into pans, which is now bird paradises, and not a drop of water reaching Delareyville. But not the EFF, not the ANC, not one of them went out there to see what was wrong. Why did the people not have water? There was no after hours or tankering service or anything, no disaster management in place to come and assist people that sat in dire conditions, in dire circumstances. It just continued. So I feel from my side that the political parties also, if they start their fightings, they have to sort it out amongst themselves. And political parties must have discipline over their councillors in council to attend council meetings when they should, whenever there's a council meeting, and to fight it out in council, everything that needs to be fought out there.
Corinne Visser, we'll have to leave it there tonight. Thank you very much indeed. I do appreciate the time. The DA representative from the Tswaing Municipality, from the Economic Freedom Fighters, Rebecca Batsuamedi, a councillor for the EFF, and representing the ANC in our panel discussion tonight, China Dodovo, part of the National Council of Provinces. Well